What's going on? And welcome to Validus Vision. Today I want to talk about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now you're probably thinking, why am I reviewing a game that's come out in 2015 and we're currently almost in 2020 at the time of this video? Well, I was lucky enough to get a copy of this game for only £10.50 on the Steam sale. And I can't lie to you, I'm massively impressed. Not to mention, it also came with 2 extra DLCs, Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone. Being totally new to the Witcher series, I didn't know what to expect, but to be totally honest, I got into it because of the Netflix series which is running at the moment, starring Henry Cavill alongside other actors and actresses. So the story is that it's coming up to Christmas time. I have a bit of time over the break to myself. What can I do? I open Steam. I see The Witcher 3, the game there. The reviews are looking great, so why not? Initially, when I first started the game, I did have a bit of difficulty getting into it. I think this is one of my first role-playing type games where there was a lot of dialogue and story. This is a very story-rich game, but there's elements of choices which impacts the game completely. And the combat system is not your traditional hack and slash. Button bashing won't get you far in the game, especially when you're first starting and you have no items. You will die if you're playing on a harder difficulty, and I do enjoy playing my games on harder difficulties. But once you get your head around it, it is very enjoyable. Make sure you do get the right items for your character and build up your skills on the skill tree, because they are very helpful. The game is large, very large. I mean, there is a vast amount of exploring to do, missions. There's a lot to do. The main story itself, I would say I've completed the game in about 40 hours game time. So it is quite long, and even that, there's DLCs which take the game even longer. But if you're a 100% completionist, which I am not, you're going to be playing this game for a very, very long time. I can promise you that. With all the dialogue possibilities, I'm pretty certain you're going to be rerunning this game about 3 times minimum, because every choice takes the story in a different direction. Not to mention all the different builds you can make with all the alchemy, the crafting, and the skills that you can put on your main character. I mean, there's multiple different ways that you can play this game. So the game itself, the game starring Geralt the Witcher, is on a quest to find his surrogate daughter Ciri, who seems to be in trouble with the Wild Hunt. To simplify it, so the main story of Geralt follows the journey. It's very interesting, although it does seem at times that we're just on a errand quest most of the game, fulfilling favors for people in return for information. I didn't find a problem with it personally, because I found a story in between. Each character that you come across has something going on with them, or maybe even a hidden agenda. So it did make it interesting. And on top of that, the choices you make has an impact on how the relationship goes with each person. So it's never a dull moment. The story is written so well that each encounter with each person makes you feel like there's an element of life and death, or impactful choices that affect how each character, or even the whole perspective of your character in the universe, feels about you. Without saying too much and without spoiling the game for you, I strongly recommend that you play this game. And if you don't take my word for it, check the reviews for yourself. You won't go wrong, and especially now that the game is so cheap now and it's got all the DLC, it comes with all the DLCs, you can't really go wrong. So that's a 9 out of 10 for me. See you later, boys and girls.